Deep in the outskirts of a small town, there was a decrepit mansion surrounded by twisted, dying trees. Locals whispered about it, claiming anyone who stayed there overnight disappeared without a trace. Curious and fearless, 16-year-old Daniel decided to investigate for his channel. Armed with a flashlight and his camera, he ventured inside. The air inside was stale, heavy with decay. The floorboards creaked under his weight, echoing in the vast silence. As he explored, Daniel noticed strange markings on the walls, ancient symbols he didn't understand. He shrugged it off as graffiti and continued, narrating his findings for the camera. In the dining hall, a long wooden table stretched out, covered in dust. He scanned the room and froze when he saw it. An old mirror, cracked and smeared with dirt. As Daniel approached, his flashlight flickered. "Just the batteries," he muttered. But as he looked into the mirror, his breath caught in his throat. His reflection wasn't moving. It stared back, eyes dark, lips curling into a sinister smile. "What the hell?" Daniel whispered, stepping back. His reflection didn't. It leaned forward, pressing its hands against the glass. Then it spoke, though its lips barely moved. "Stay with us." Daniel turned to run, but the door he came through was gone. In its place was a blank wall. Panic surged as the whispering began, soft at first, then louder, coming from every corner of the mansion. He turned back to the mirror, only to find the reflection had stepped out. It wasn't a reflection anymore. It was a shadowy version of himself, its form flickering like static. "You shouldn't have come here," it said, its voice layered with the echoes of others. "Now, you belong to the house." The whispers grew deafening as the shadow lunged. Daniel screamed, the camera falling to the ground. The last thing recorded was his flashlight rolling to a stop, illuminating the cracked mirror. The next day, the camera was found outside the mansion, footage intact. Locals who dared to watch claimed to hear the whispers coming through their own mirrors at night. And Daniel? He was never seen again. At the edge of a small, forgotten village, there was a well shrouded in legend. The villagers called it the Wailing Well, claiming it was cursed. No one dared approach it after sunset, for they believed it was a doorway to something unholy. Leah, a college student home for the holidays, dismissed such tales as superstitions. When her friends dared her to visit the well at midnight, she agreed, determined to prove them wrong. Armed with a flashlight and her phone, she set out under the pale light of a full moon. The path to the well was overgrown and eerie, with twisted branches that seemed to claw at the sky. The air grew colder as Leah approached, and an unnatural silence enveloped the area. Finally, she reached the clearing where the ancient stone well stood, covered in moss and cracks. Leah peered over the edge, shining her flashlight into the darkness. The beam illuminated nothing but a seemingly endless void. Suddenly, a faint wail echoed from deep within. Leah froze, her heart racing. "It's just the wind," she muttered, though the sound didn't resemble wind. It was mournful, like a child crying for help. Against her better judgment, she leaned closer, calling out, "Hello? Is someone there?" The wailing stopped abruptly, replaced by silence. Then, from the depths of the well, a voice whispered, "Come closer." Leah stumbled back, her flashlight trembling in her hands. The voice was soft, yet chilling, as if it were inside her head. She turned to leave, but found herself rooted in place. Her legs refused to move, as if the ground had claimed her. From the well, a pale skeletal hand emerged, its fingers impossibly long and tipped with jagged nails. Leah screamed as another hand appeared, then a head, with hollow eyes and a gaping mouth that emitted an unearthly wail. The creature dragged itself out, its emaciated body twisting unnaturally. "Why did you wake me?" it hissed, its voice a chorus of agony. Leah's scream was cut short as the creature lunged, its hands gripping her arms. She felt an icy pain as it pulled her toward the well. She fought, kicking and clawing, but it was too strong. Her friends, waiting at the edge of the woods, heard her screams. They rushed to the clearing, but all they found was Leah's phone lying by the well. The screen was cracked, and the last video she recorded showed her terrified face and a faint, shadowy figure behind her. The villagers said Leah's fate was sealed the moment she approached the Wailing well. To this day, they warn outsiders not to go near it, and sometimes, on quiet nights, they hear the wails of a new voice joining the chorus in the depths of the cursed well.